Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. So we had a bear day out there and it really kicked off at 10 a.m. We had a bearish reaction to the manufacturing index numbers, and you can see that is when QQQ joined at the low of the day. Before that, XLF, XLV, two of our three major sectors, were at the low of the day and QQQ was holding up and Apple was holding up really well for the bulls. And then 10 a.m. hits and everything changed from there. We see the bears took complete control after that. And again, whenever we see all major sectors dropping at low of the day at the same time, which they did at 10 a.m., a bulb flashes off in our head and it says, be more aggressive bearish, be way more cautious bullish. This is a notable signal. And again, it's when QQQ, XLF, XLV are all at the low of the day or high of the day at the same time. So that happened again today. We saw notable weakness in the energy sector and in the financial sector. We'll look at those in just a moment. We're going to talk in depth about the cannabis sector, but I'm going to do so in a separate video because there's a lot to talk about. So check out that video if you're interested in that sector. I'm going to make it right after this. So S&P 500, we're getting some red flags, for the potential of more significant weekly consolidation. And we still have a daily uptrend, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. Bulls can say, well, we're still in a daily uptrend. We're okay. We're hanging on. Yes, that is true. But over the last 2 days, we've seen weakness. We saw Friday pre-market dump, bounce all the way back, and then the S&P 500 dropped to a lower low. That's notable. That stands out to us. The only saving grace for the bulls at this point is the NASDAQ futures chart holding support. And overnight, if we can bounce from here a bit, we'll have a 4-hour equilibrium. And we'll look at how this tightening range breaks to dictate short-term direction. So one way that the bulls can save things after the bearish day today is by forming a 4-hour higher low, tightening up overnight tonight, and then breaking that equilibrium bullish tomorrow, giving us a new daily higher low and looking right back at the high from there. So that's a scenario where the bulls can save things. And obviously, if the NASDAQ breaks the low of Friday's support, then that's another short-term win for the bears, and the daily uptrends will then be at risk. So the daily uptrend levels, our lines in the sand and must hold, for SPY, it is at 393.30. And for QQQ, it is at 279.17. So there's only 3 ways that this plays out. Daily higher low set, bullish continuation to new highs. Fall through support, bears keep full control over the next couple of days into weekly consolidation. Hold support, set a lower high, bears try and set up a head and shoulders. And a tightening range chopping around. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen as more of a sideways kind of range because again, next week, 1 week from tomorrow, CPI, 1 week from Wednesday, FOMC. Those are the events that are going to drive the short-term market direction. So maybe we see some profit taking into those events, leading to weakness before them. But again, I would not be surprised at all if we were to not see anything significant on these daily charts happen. You know, what if we pull back, even if we have a little more red tomorrow, even if we have a little bit more red tomorrow, then we set a daily higher low and bounce a bit, but we don't break resistance. Next thing you know, we're heading into next week. So open to that possibility as well. But as always, it's 1 day at a time. And all I care about right now in the short term is the NASDAQ futures chart and the 4-hour time frame. The NASDAQ bears want to see, no, the NASDAQ bulls want to see the dollar reject from 105.59. If we do not break 105.59, it's just a 4-hour lower high. If we set a 4-hour lower high and start 4-hour consolidation tonight, that's going to coincide with the NASDAQ setting a 4-hour higher low and tightening up. From there, the dollar bulls have to confirm a 4-hour inverse head and shoulders to change the 4-hour uptrend, downtrend into an uptrend, and to then get this daily bounce more convincingly underway. From there, it's the daily downtrend and daily EMA 12 that we're worrying about, but all I care about is the short term. Can the bulls confirm a 4-hour uptrend in the dollar? How does the NASDAQ shape up this 4-hour equilibrium? SMH, anything above 213.92 is a daily higher low. And again, we're just tightening up here. Sideways range, got a bit of a double top up at the high. And we got a base of support down here at the low. Nothing is going to change on this chart until one of those two lines breaks. Let's just use the lower support line. Whenever there's two supports really close to each other, I always use the lower level as the key one. Whenever there's two resistances close to each other, I always use the higher level. But until we break one of these levels on SMH, we're sideways and nothing is changing. And IWM is similar. IWM has a sideways daily range as well. Failed resistance, double bottom at support. We're closer to support than we are resistance. But again, if we see green tomorrow, we're right in the middle of this range again. But IWM definitely a bit weaker than many of our other sectors. Healthcare is on Team Bull. So as long as XLV keeps the daily higher lows and the daily EMA 12, we're looking at the all-time high, which is currently 2% away. If I am a bear in the broader market, I really want to see XLV roll over. Same thing happened today on a micro time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, QQQ lead bull. Apple is the captain of Team Lead Bull. They joined Team Bear 30 minutes later. So the question is, does our lead bull, captain Team Bull of our major sectors, does it join Team Bear by losing daily EMA 12 for the first time in 6 weeks? If not, we're looking at all-time highs and the broader market can head higher. So this is key as well. This is the one thing missing today. Today we had QQQ very weak, SPY very weak, XLF very weak, XLV in the red absolutely, but not very weak. So if I'm a bear, I really want to see XLV roll over. XLF lost daily EMA 12 support for the first time in 5 weeks. We lost the daily higher lows. We are no longer in an uptrend. If the bears are going to prove follow through, we eventually have to confirm a daily downtrend with a lower high and lower low. The bears want to see as much follow through before that daily bounce starts to create as much space as possible for that daily lower high to form. Weekly consolidation is underway. We are absolutely anticipating a weekly higher low, and we're watching weekly EMA 12. Is this a bull flag? Maybe. If it's a bullish reaction to CPI and FOMC, then yes. But EMA 12 is our guide. Lose weekly EMA 12, the probability of a weekly bull flag decreases significantly. Hold it, and the longer term consolidation, there's no red flags. In this moment, XLF is captain of Team Bear for our major sectors, XLV is captain of Team Bull, and QQQ is in the middle of the road. And so we're watching to see who's going to join which team. Biotech sector, huge bull day Friday, huge bear day today. We did end up with a double bottom bounce, but it was a lot of weakness. I attempted an hourly higher low on a bottom fishing play, stopped out for a small loss, and then it was clear that the bears were keeping full control on the day. Did not try much in terms, don't think I tried really anything. Cannabis sector is its own thing. It's doing its own thing. But failed an XBI bounce attempt. Had a couple other little trades. Today was an uneventful day for me overall. The energy sector short that I've had on for the last few days definitely offset the drop that the S&P 500 long-term no-touch position I have, that hit that it took today. But tomorrow, a lot of these weaker names have tons of space for hourly lower highs to be the result of the next bounce. So a name like XBI or a name like XLF, I know that an hourly lower high is what I'm scouting from here. And XLE as well. So XLE finally broke our tight sideways range bearish, which is exactly what I was hoping for in my bear position. We broke 87.29 as well into further weekly consolidation. Now we're testing weekly EMA 12. I know that if we hold this level, it's a weekly bull flag. So I'm going to be quick to exit if bears don't continue to follow through from here. I'm going to be scouting an hourly lower high to be the result of the next bounce, maybe for a day trade. But my swing position is based on daily trend. And today was a big win for the bears. What would make me bail? Oil would make me bail. If oil can hold our low of 73.60 and break the high of 83.34, that is a big red flag for me in my bearish position. If oil breaks the low of 73.60, that's a big green flag for me on that bearish position. And we had a big drop in oil today. A lot of space for an hourly lower high and pretty much a rejection from the bounce high. A lot of over the weekend headlines, OPEC and Russia and China opening up potentially or easing a bit. and that leading to perhaps increased oil demand, but bears loving how oil traded today. It's just a question of, can we set a daily high or low or not? CCJ giving us red flags. So again, oftentimes the red flag will be given by breaking in the opposing direction with zero follow through. So as soon as CGC broke 24.29, CCJ I should say, as soon as CCJ broke 24.29 and then closed at the low of the day, red flag. Now here we are breaking supports. 22.48 still holding, but this is a bunch of rejections from weekly EMA 12 resistance, and we're close to heading back to our monthly base of support at $20. We're close to a monthly inside bar bear break. This is similar to natural gas. Remember, natural gas on the hourly gave us a bull break of a double top right here. Resistance, resistance, bull break, straight into a support break. There's your red flag. Obviously, headlines and news being an impact from there, but since that point in time, everything changed. This took me 5 years at least into my trading to be able to recognize a red flag and to then look in the other direction. So natural gas is all bears, hourly downtrend, 4-hour downtrend, tons of space for a daily lower high. It's just a question of, can bulls hold 474 weekly support to try and form a higher low. But certainly a lot of weakness in oil and natural gas today, a lot of weakness in the energy sector. Gold and silver, daily consolidation underway. Bears need to confirm a 4-hour downtrend if we're going to get notable bear follow through on the daily. And then it's just about the uptrend. Can bulls maintain the daily higher lows? For gold, it's 1739. Silver is stronger still. That's a good sign for the bulls. Generally, if we're going to weaken, silver will lead the way down. But anything above 2086 is a daily higher low. And you can look at XAU, XAG chart to show us XAU, XAG chart. Why is it not working? Usually this shows us, there we go, gold versus silver, and this is showing us a downtrend, showing us silver stronger than gold. Keep an eye on this. This is a falling wedge potentially trying to shape up. If this is going to break bull, what does that mean? If this breaks bull, that means silver is weakening versus gold. There's two ways that that can happen. How can silver weaken versus gold? It can mean gold is going up faster than silver, or it can mean silver is dropping faster than gold. If this pattern breaks bull, to me, it is indicative of weakness in the metals and silver leading the way down. So just something to be keeping an eye on, watching how the metals trade relative to each other. We'll check in on that throughout the week and into next week. All right, that's where we stand. NASDAQ 4-hour futures chart. That is it for tonight. Higher low or not, I would not be surprised at all to form a higher low and to trade within this tightening range overnight. If we break support, notable win for the bears. Do good things. Appreciate you watching. Check out the cannabis video if you're interested. We got Mama Duck showing up with 7 or 8 babies. The day after, 7 baby turkeys showed up. They've got 2 moms holding down. Swan couple's still around, but no babies for them yet. Or I guess geese, not swan. There's the goose. Reason number 47, not to mow your entire lawn. Baby turkeys need a place to nap.